Let's hear it for Brett Favre. 422 touchdown passes and counting, passes Marino's record. You know, I have some sentimental stuff with Favre. My first football memory is him winning that Super Bowl. Specifically Desmond Howard with that kick return, but who's counting? So, good job, Brett. You still got a couple other records to break this year. I wish you luck. Wish your team luck. You're winning games, which is more important than records. At least I think it is to you. I think you made some kind of comment to that point during the Chargers game. So you're 4-0. Your defense is stellar. At every level, you got some really, really good players. I'd go over it, but I don't have a ton of time. So, really good job by that defense. Offensively, they can pass the ball real well. That offensive line's playing great. They can't run it, which they need to fix. Maybe Ricky Williams. That sounds a little crazy, but I think Ricky could be the answer here. That's because they need to run the ball. But good job, Green Bay. Come out of nowhere, 4-0. Right at the top of the NFC. As for the Vikings, please give Adrian Peterson the ball a little more. I know he's a rookie. You're trying to not overload him, but he's your only chance to win games right now because your quarterback and your passing game as a whole is terrible. Terrible. And I think it's pathetic you can't just squeeze a little bit of decent play out of your quarterbacks. To me, that's just a little pathetic. That run defense is playing well. The defense as a whole is playing good enough to win a couple games. You should be better than this, better than 1-3, so I don't know. You should have pursued Jeff Garcia in the offseason, I guess. But give the ball to Adrian Peterson more. He's doing everything. He's such a monster. I mean, as Terrell Davis says, that's a grown man. He is a grown man. He's on pace for like over 2,000 yards already. That's not going to happen, but that gives you an idea of how good he's been. Ravens, you disappoint me. I thought you were a contender this year, but you're not. You're just a mediocre team that's too old to compete. You're 2-2. You've lost a couple of disappointing games. You were never in it against Cleveland. You got no quarterback pressure, 6 sacks in 4 games. Your offense is not as improved as you hoped it would thanks to Willis overrated McGahee, who, by the way, you signed and then let Adalius Thomas go because of the money you spent on him. Or maybe it's the other way around, I can't remember. But the point is, don't you wish you had Adalius Thomas right now? And I know McGahee's playing pretty good, but the point is this defense is lackluster now, and it needs Adalius Thomas back. So let's give the Ravens a mulligan. That's what I say. Let them have AD back. New England's good enough anyway. You can't do that, can you? McNair's over the hill, Ogden's over the hill. Ray Lewis is getting there. Trevor Price is hurt or something. He's not contributing. This team, I think the door is closed, son. And I like the Ravens, so I don't like to say that. Good job by the Browns. Romeo Crennel no longer on the hot seat. That offense is getting it done. That defense is making plays. I love the players on that offense. And Derek Anderson, oh man, talk about playing like you're special. If Brady Quinn works out, this is going to be a team to fear for a while. And the Bears, come on, you throw the ball 52 times. What's up with that? You're not a passing team. You don't got great receivers. You got an average quarterback situation. You've got a journeyman at quarterback. What are you doing throwing 52 times? Run the ball. And, maybe Cedric Benson does suck. He hasn't had a very good year so far. But you still got to run the ball. That's just something you got to do as the Bears right now. That's how the Bears have won games in the past. And they just got to protect their quarterback. Now, that being said, they had a couple of red zone turnovers. If they don't make those, they win this game. So I got to place some of the blame on Greasy as well. He did not play well. That defense is completely banged up, I'll admit, but they gave up 34 fourth quarter points. That's inexcusable. And it wasn't all the defense, true enough. But pretty pathetic performance by Chicago, in my opinion. I think they had this game for a little while. Little too pass happy. Not good enough defense. Hope maybe they'll get healthy. But the door is closing on this season for Chicago because it's not going to be long before the fans start chanting, Orton! And Orton, he sucks. I'm sorry. Maybe he'll be good one day, but he's not any good either. So you're kind of trapped. The Rams, super disappointing. No offensive touchdowns in the last 2 games. Really no offense to speak of this year. They got a bunch of injuries. It's time to sit Mark Bulger down, get Gus Frerotte in there. You're not paying him $2 million to warm the bench. You're paying him $2 million so you don't have your starting quarterback out there when he's playing with broken ribs. Get Bulger out of there. This season is shot. Just don't let him get killed out there like you did with Kurt Warner. There's no offensive line. The running back is hurt. The defense sucks. This just isn't a good team. It's time to get Bulger out of there. And if you saw that Tony Romo run where he ran 70 yards, gained 4, that's pathetic. Pathetic effort by the defense. Romo did a good play, but that Rams defense made an even worse play by letting him get that first down. And as for the Cowboys, big game by Patrick Crayton, which is big because Terry Glenn might miss the rest of this season. So for them to prove that they still have a number 2 receiver who can get it done in Patrick Crayton, that's big. I think that's going to mean a lot to them down the road. And Tony Romo is my MVP so far this year. I know people sing praises of Tom Brady, but for me, Romo beats him by this much right now. And it's going to change before the end of the season, I'm pretty sure, but right now, Romo is the MVP, and Jason Witten is the best tight end in football right now. He's just meant so much to this team, and it's not all expressed in stats, even though a lot of it is. I'm impressed by Culpepper. I don't care if he went 5 of 12. He had 5 touchdowns. He ran the ball well. His knee looked great. He was smart. He controlled the clock. He played conservative. He ran he let the Raiders run the ball effectively and win big against the Miami Dolphins, 35-13 or something. 35-20, I think it was. So his numbers aren't the greatest, but I'm really impressed with Mr. Culpepper. I hope he can keep it up and get his career back on track in Oakland. And don't look now, but Oakland is this close to being 3-1. They're 2-2. Maybe they got something going in Oaktown. And they're doing it without Jamarcus Russell. They're just starting to put things together. And really, they're actually pretty close to 4-0. So this Oakland team, they're starting to figure some things out. It's Culpepper. It's that great running game that's just been a complete monster this season for whatever reason. Defense is stepping it up. Made Trent Green look stupid. And by the way, Trent Green is stupid. If you saw him play that quarterback position completely ineptly like I had to on Sunday, he's a veteran. He's better than what he did. He was throwing off his back foot. He was throwing stupid interceptions in the red zone. I have some respect for Trent Green, so I'm disappointed to see him play as poorly as he is. That entire Miami offense, except for Ronnie Brown, sucks. That line, that Chambers, their receivers, their tight ends. I mean, it was just a really inept show of offense to me. I've never seen anything like it. Except for Ronnie Brown. Ronnie Brown's a monster, and people need to realize that. That Miami defense sucks. I don't know. I thought they were going to be really good coming into this season. They got some great players. Taylor, Porter, Crowding, and I know Thomas is out, but they're better than this. 35 points. Joey Porter runs his mouth and then gets humiliated like that. I don't know. This team's better than that. And what's Ted Ginn done? He has 1 catch this season. That's how bad things are. The Jets, really disappointed in the Jets this season. Thomas Jones has been bad. He's on pace for barely 1,000 yards. Pennington isn't protecting the ball well enough. He had 2 big picks against the Bills that kind of helped blow that game. Let's see. Their offensive line is really struggling, not getting it done. And they got some talent on there. That defense played pretty well against Buffalo. They need to get better against the run. And they need some pressure. They got 3 sacks this season. That's pathetic. People praised Eric Mangini maybe a little too fast. Kind of like Sean Payton. Because he had this offseason to try and put this defense together, and it sucks. This defense is terrible. Maybe you shouldn't have switched to the 3-4. Maybe you shouldn't have had so much faith in David Barrett, who's really bad right now. I don't know. I'm really disappointed in the Jets. Props to the Bills, though. The rookie, Trent Edwards, played pretty well. Protected the ball pretty well. Played a solid game. Lynch looking good. They had a real good draft in 2007. That's going to be a nice trifecta potentially. Edwards, Posluszny, and Lynch. That's special. The defense obviously played really well, although I blame the Jets for not running the ball more against that terrible run defense. Really bad play calling by the Jets, but good job Buffalo getting that first win. All around, Lee Evans finally played well. Defense came up with timely turnovers, so we'll see where this team goes.